Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island season 11 episode 19. Guys, I'm starting to believe Ronnie, okay? When this man said people in the villa take his words and mix them up, I'm starting to think he's telling the truth because Jess? Nah, she did some kind of sorcery at the end of this episode. But before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I can actually speak in my full voice now that I'm not in freaking witness protection. My friend is gone, so we can speak candidly today, you know? So, Nicole and Kieran finally talk about the awkward tension that they've been having for the last 12 hours.
Thought in my head after walking away, I thought, oh, I'm not even speaking to him now because it's just embarrassing for me.
I wasn't trying to embarrass you, none of the boys were. If I knew it was going to upset you, I would not have done it. It could have just gone with me explaining it to you, and then you explaining it to me, and I would have gone, I'm sorry, I did not mean to embarrass you. So you do think it's all been blown out of proportion?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
My point is, it's been blown out of proportion,
okay.
all right?
I have to give it to Kieran. I think that he's navigating things as a 21-year-old man would, but his maturity is pretty good. Like, he'll make a mistake the first time around, but when he laments on things and he's taking the time to just stop and think, he has a lot of logic when he speaks. He's arguably, can I say the most mature? I don't know. I feel like he's the most well-rounded guy in the villa. Yeah, let me go with that. The things that he says, the advice that he gives, for the most part, I look at Kieran and I'm just like proud. And it's weird, I don't know him. Like, what is there to be proud about? But I'm just proud of him. Anyways, Nicole does admit that things just keep getting blown out of proportion. And I'm like, this constantly happens with you, often because of your reactions. So what are we gonna do about that? How are we going to course correct? Because if this keeps on happening, eventually y'all are going to have a blow up that is too big to come back from. I don't think Kieran's going to stick around for too much longer, okay? Harriet says that Ronnie will have to grovel for her affection, which we know is not true. And then Jess says that she is completely out of it. She does not like the fact that he's talking to Harriet again. So she doesn't care for Ronnie, which we know is also not true.
Basically said that he wants to rekindle things.
Just see how
if he wants it, he's gonna have to work for it. Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think
But then
that's really
I do
good
obviously really fancy him. Okay, sorry.
Don't go back to like giving it on. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Let him chase you a little bit because boys like love a chase.
But just the way that he's had that conversation with her and so openly, just after the things she said to him, smidge of me today was thinking, maybe there's a potential that I would be willing to explore something. He's so easy to forgive that. That just puts me off straight away.
I have in my notes, and I'm Zimbabwean before anybody gets offended. Ronnie must be an albino Zimbabwean who's into black magic because the spell he has on these women is incredible. We know Harriet ain't going nowhere unless this man sells her firstborn. And even then, I don't even know if that's enough to keep her away from him. Like, she is scary. And Jess, your persona is horrible. You think you are the bee's knees, the best thing since sliced bread. Newsflash, the same person who you keep trying to discredit, Harriet, is ahead of you. She's having more success than you. You're not better than her, okay? If Ronnie is the judge and jury, baby, you're doing worse than her. But let's move on. I'm so tired of Jess in her mouth. Good Lord. Grace and Connor have a chat and okay, so this was a little bit confusing for me because I wrote down she may not be as closed off with Joey as it seems, but then later on, that wasn't the vibe.
Like, obviously coming in as a bombshell, like, it is really difficult.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've got to remember why you're in here. Is there anyone in here that you'd want to chat to that's in quite a secure couple?
Well, you being one of them, but it's like...
Is there anybody else that you'd want to...
Yeah, Uma's really nice as well.
Yeah, you've got to remember no one is closed off and you are here for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
So now knowing how the episode ends, I can see how this conversation was purely friendly for Grace. But I felt like if the man tells you, yeah, you're one of the people who I would be interested in, and you're not interested, that would be the time to shut it down, would it not? And she didn't. So I feel like that little vague area is enough to make Connor do what he did. I don't know. I don't know. I felt like a part of her was kind of giving him a subliminal message, and maybe that wasn't her intention, but shutting it down would have made it clear that you're not interested. Anyways, the next morning, Sean says that Matilda is the best of the best pick and mix. The candy references are back, child. Matilda says that she is into PDA, but has a little bit of a fear that Sean's kiss won't be good. Harriet says that she wants to explore her unfinished business with Ronnie, but Jess says to Harriet that she needs to focus on how he made her feel. What about you, Jess? Because he made you feel like you weren't the prize, and you know that you are the prize, yet here you are still begging for the man who made you feel like you weren't a prize. Take your own advice. Thank you very much. So they get a text to gather at the fire pit for a recoupling. The girls are picking, but the bombshells get to pick first. Matilda picks Sean and Connor picks Grace. Yeah, I was a little bit shocked, but also not shocked because they gave us that kind of foreshadowing that he was going to do that. I didn't think he would have the cojones to do it, but he did it. Then we have Uma, who picks Will. Nicole picks Kieran. Harriet picks Ronnie. Yeah. Mimi picks Io, and Jess and Joey are stuck together. And in her speech, she said she wanted closure from Ronnie, but she's just gonna go with how things have been going. And I'm thinking to myself, like, aren't his actions closure? Does he actually need to tell you point blank, I don't want you, for you to get that he doesn't want? He has shown you that he doesn't want you. What else are the words going to do for you? I don't know. I feel like that's a waste of a conversation, but okay. After the recoupling, Connor talks to Joey, and Joey accepts that, listen, the game is the game. I understand. You got to go for what you want to go for. He is obviously not letting up on Grace being Joey, so Connor's presence is not going to sway him whatsoever. Connor also then has a conversation with Grace, and Grace says she's kind of confused because she was only advising him on a friendship level, so she doesn't understand how they got here. Then they show a clip that to me feels misplaced. She's like, oh, I was giving him advice, but I didn't know he would pick me. I think that they took that clip from the first conversation because she knew he was talking about her. So why would she be confused now after the fact? Yeah, they tried to do some creative editing. It didn't work. Thank you. Kieran says that he is confused by Jess's speech, so he wants some answers from Jess, being like, girl, why the hell is Ronnie still in the picture?
Your speech caught me by surprise.
Was it a good speech? I think it was a good speech, though.
Have you so, explain to me, no, because I'm confused. Do you think the door's still open with you and Ronnie? Don't be like, no, he has.
It wouldn't be if he was to bin it off with Harriet completely and put all of his eggs into me, then yeah.
What closure could you possibly need outside of what has already transpired? Okay, he chose Harriet over you and then chose Tiffany over Harriet. What makes you think you still have a chance? Why would you even want a chance? The way that she badmouths, well, can I say that she yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. The way that she badmouths Ronnie when he's not doing right by her should be enough for her to not want to go back there. She even tells Harriet to remember the way that Ronnie treated her. Jess, remember the way that Ronnie treated you. And I loved that in this conversation, Kieran was like, don't give me the confident answer. Don't give me the cookie cutter answer. Put your feelings, not put your feelings aside, put your feelings at the forefront and tell me what the truth is. And we know she still wants that man. For what reason, God knows. So Nicole and Kieran then have an argument about the fact that he has 120 bodies. As a 21-year-old, I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot.
About 120.
I actually feel sick. That's disgusting at 21. You've had fucking threesomes as well.
Wow, okay.
Because you're really young.
Right, cool.
Later on, they have a conversation, kind of ironing things out, and she says, listen, I'm a person who overreacts. If you cannot constantly reassure me, then maybe I'm not the person for you. And I do hear what she's saying to a degree. I think at some point you have to be able to realize what is and isn't an irrational reaction to things. You can't just be popping off at every single thing that you hear. And he says, listen, I am 21. I cannot change my age. The things that I did before here, I cannot change. What we can do is work on our connection and look to the future. So if you have a problem with the person who I was, Don't bother dealing with me. Kieran is that guy. I really like Kieran, and he's so right. Like, don't keep bringing up stuff from the past. There's really nothing I can do about that. If you trust in our connection and you trust in what I've shown you, what I've told you, how I've treated you, let's go with that. This overreacting over small stuff, I mean, 120 is not small. It's kind of big. But girl, whatever. He already told you he been cheated in the past. Like, you know he has a past. And it's not the best past, but here we are. So in the evening, the guys and the girls are split in half. They even did separate toasts. I felt like that was kind of awkward, but okay. Connor says that he wants to choose someone because he likes them and not because it is the easy option. And I'm sorry, I really do have PTSD when it comes to Io, because he says he would have done the same thing. He would have chosen who he wanted, not who was the easy option, which makes me think back to when Uma decided to remove herself from the equation. Would he have chosen Uma? Because we know he did want her. I don't know if he wanted her more than Mimi, but we know he wanted her. And instead, he got stuck with the safe option because Uma was no longer an option. I don't know. But when he said that, my ears perked up. They definitely did. Harriet and Ronnie get sent on their first date. The producers are so messy because Jess was literally saying, if I would have gone first, I would have picked him, and I want to talk to him tonight, and whatever, with Harriet across the way. And then they get a text that Harriet's going on a date. Honestly, I was so happy for her. I was happy for her. Do I want her with Ronnie? Lord, where's my tongue? Do I want her with Ronnie? No. But do I want Jess to shut the hell up? Absolutely. And if it's by way of Harriet and Ronnie getting together, I'm okay with it. On this date, they talked about family. They talked about no more triangles. They talked about everything that transpired. Honestly, we've heard it all. It was a little bit of a deeper conversation than what we're used to seeing them have. So I guess it was refreshing. But it seems like Ronnie is going to focus on Harriet for the foreseeable future. Sean takes Matilda to the terrace, and he finally gets his first kiss.
I've got what I wanted. A red rocket next to me.
Red rocket. I've been wearing red all day.
I can't tell you how buzzing I am. Like, honestly, I'm so happy you've come through the door. And
Are you? I'm so glad that you're happy.
Good.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy. I want me to be happy. I passed you the first time, but the second time, lucky.
Is it?
Yeah.
Unreal. I just got my first kiss on the terrace!
I wanted to crawl inside myself and die. I did. Because even the way that he went into the kiss, he was like, I really want to kiss you. And she was like, I mean, yeah, really? And then he's going to shout it from the terrace. And she's like, oh, you're so cute. And I know that she's not doing it in a patronizing way, but I don't think she finds Sean sexy. I think she finds Sean as the sweet little sweet boy. I don't know if she's really into him like that, but he removed her other option, so what is she supposed to do? She's just got to stick with it. Jess then talks to Ronnie after they come back from their date, and she wants to let him know that there is still a little piece of her that is interested in him.
They're
not holding hands. How was your first date?
Yeah, it was actually really nice. Yeah,
good.
it was like a lovely gaff.
I've told everyone my reasons as to why I'd done it, but I never really told you properly. We've not really properly spoken since, realistically, since.
If you picked me that night, I think things would have been different. I feel like you deserve so much better than me.
But that's not on you to decide that.
I would love nothing more than someone to come in here and treat you the way you deserve.
This man said, dead in Jess's face, you deserve better. And I want somebody to come in here and treat you the way that you deserve. Her response was, that's not for you to decide. Sorry? Huh? He said you deserve better, meaning he does not plan on treating you well. And your response is, well, I will decide that for myself. You're delusional. You're crazy. You need help. Honestly. And then to make matters worse, this man said, hold on, what did he say? Oh gosh, I didn't write down what he said. Lord, what did he say? He said if she didn't couple up with Sean, things would have been different. However, when she relays this back to Harriet, she says If I didn't pick Sean, he would have been all in for me, which is not what he said.
He was going to be 100% for me had I have picked
Oh,
up
wait, hold on, what? So he said that if you'd recouple with him, he would 100% be for you?
Yeah, but that's a long time ago. It was a long time ago, Harriet, so don't think like that.
No, but that's, okay.
That's obviously not something that I'm wanting to entertain because he's getting to know you.
Why would you see someone on a day, oh, actually, this is the right time for me to go over and tell this boy how I'm feeling?
I don't blame Harriet for like getting riled up because, one, Ronnie, why would you even say that after our date, after all we've been through? If in fact, you know, he did say that, she doesn't know that he didn't say that. Like, why would you do that? Now I feel like a mug. Like, what the hell? And then Jess, what kind of girl are you to be buddy-buddy with me one day and then be ready to tell the guy that I'm into that you're still trying to see what's good with him after you see us coming back from a date? Like, that's shysty. It is shysty. And I swear these girls keep saying, I'm a girl's girl, I'm a girl's girl. Not one of these girls are girls outside of maybe Mimi, honestly. Potentially, I was gonna give it to Grace, but I don't like how she handled Samantha. So yeah, no, I wouldn't give it to Grace. Who else is a girl's girl? Honestly, maybe Harriet sometimes. I think Harriet is a pretty good girl's girl in comparison to these other girls. Jess pulled that out of her ass, and I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know if she just misinterpreted what Ronnie said, but either way, Harriet is not happy about it, and the drama continues. Jess, but why did Jess even have to say that? The man told you point blank, we're in a different space now. I'm not interested. Let's move on. Why even say anything else beyond that? I don't know. So we'll see if Harriet pops off. Low-key, I hope she does because Harriet is good TV. But until then, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.